So as I was playing Pacific Drive, I was thinking about different reasons why I think the game is so amazing. And one of the reasons is the physicality of it. Okay, so let me show you. So I just came out of a raid. This is my car. And after each raid, you drive into this garage. Okay, so the first thing you will notice when you start playing is that all the navigation instruments and the different status displays on the car, they're all physicalized 3D objects or UI screens projected on a physicalized object. As you can see here, that's the map. You can navigate on it. And during driving, which can get pretty hectic, you sometimes actually have to lean over to look at the map where you are exactly. I think it really adds to the game. So there's no mini-map screen or something. That's like floating somewhere. You can turn on the engine. Put it in drive. Oh wait, it wasn't drive. Let's drive into the garage. We hit it on the right side. That's a flat. Okay, let's turn it off again. Put it in park. I'm going to repair the car in the garage, and I'm going to talk a bit more about physicality. Because the physicality in this game, it extends to almost every gameplay system around the car. Like this entire garage is 3D physicalized, except for some really small exceptions. I'd also like to show you what happened to my car the last raid. So you notice here, armored door. That's a pretty high-end car part you can get later in the game. And this door was completely new before the last raid. As you can see, it's pretty damaged. It has, you can see here, it's cracked 3 times, and it's breaking and fragile. And fragile is something, if it gets repeatedly damaged, you can't fix it. It's basically the thing wearing out completely. So you can imagine the amount of violence that happened for this to happen. And another thing I had to fix for the car is this thing. This was weird. This was an external battery. And during driving, I noticed in the last raid that I would constantly lose energy and the car would get zapped for no reason. So get out of the car, check it, and the PSSI battery is charged and swollen because it was oxidized before that. And that's the cool thing about the physicality. It's some relatable thing in the game. It's not like some type of fantasy thing where you get cursed by level 13 demon or something, and then something happens to your mana, to the mana of your character or your car. It's literally the battery failing, and it's a relatable, realistic reason for it. If you try to remove it, you even get zapped. Just throw it away like that. And let's say I want to fix a tire. So this tire was actually the second tire I used in the raid. I fixed it up, put it up in the thing, and it had a spare tire up there. So if you want to fix a tire, take it, move it. Put the new tire on, and ready to go. And the same thing for any other object in the car. And the only exception for the physicality is the inventory screens when you transfer small items. But you can use hotkeys, and see here. So those screens are only open for like 1 or 2 seconds at a time. And I think what makes this amazing is that the physicality around the car, it never gets boring. Like you come out of a raid, and it's an amazing part of the game just to go through the motions of just fixing your car, checking for damage, and not by just checking the interior screen like that, but actually checking around the car what the precise type of damage it is, whether it's a flat or the tire just being worn out, or some specific damage can only happen to specific parts, or a variation of it. For example, electrical parts can get disabled, and car doors or car tires can get leaks, which lowers their protection against acid and radiation and all that. See, if all those things would be a menu where you like open a menu and you press on something, you press repair 1, 2, 3, then it wouldn't be fun. But because it's highly physicalized, everything's fun in this game, because almost everything is physicalized. Even like refueling your car. Another cool thing I want to show you is, okay, you got this thing over here, so you can go over here and refill it. Another funny thing happened a few raids ago, which was I was driving and it was low on fuel, but I thought, wait, I got a reserve tank in the back of the car, I can use that. And so I parked when my fuel was almost out, tried to refill, and then I noticed that it's over here. Take the fuel can. Look at it. There's here, leaking, fixed sealing kit, which means it actually leaked out all the fuel without me noticing, and then when I needed it, the thing was empty, which led to other complications in the raid. And the cool thing is when it starts happening, it actually doesn't tell you that in a hard screen. You just might notice it the moment you need the damn thing, and then it's when it's leaked. So it's actually, the game rewards you for physically going around the car before each raid or during a raid and checking the different parts, what they look like and if they're going to break soon. The physicality is pretty cool because it extends to all the objects here. If I'm refueling like that. Okay, so I had 3 different problems last raid, which basically outside of the physical damage that my car took over here, which was, I think, one of the car doors not really closing, the battery basically oxidizing, the flat tire, and the reserve tank, well, being leaked. Solar panel is still good. That's usually what you do after each raid. You check around the car, check if everything's fine, maybe replace some parts. You see, this one took some serious damage, and then you go off to the next raid. And that physicality extends into the workshop. So, for example, you see the maps here. That's a global travel map. See here, it's fully 3D. So if you go on that screen, you can't move the camera, but it's still physicalized in 3D. And here's like the checklist screen. You click it, then you get like a list on the side. Tells you like an overview of how damaged your car is and what you should repair for the next raid. And here's a machine that you get later in the game where you can basically take a damaged part, put it in, and it will auto heal. And after the raid is over, the part will be repaired up to a certain extent. So if it's already leaking, the leaks can't be fixed, but other damage can be fixed. And there's some other devices you can later explore, but I don't want to spoil it too much. You can recharge battery. And one of the coolest parts is, I showed it in the previous video, is the quirks your car can develop. Like very weird, different, but yet relatable issues that the car develops. So for example, if you, the trunk pops when you flip a light switch, or the wipers go on for some specific reason that you have to identify yourself, then you have to go to that screen. You basically have a little guessing mini game where you have to check, you have to compare different constellations of errors, and if you guess it right, the game gives you a way to fix it. And I think it's just that the entire game is built around high amount of physicality when you're driving, when you're in the car like that. And the physicality when you're outside of the raid and you go into the garage to fix it, or when you're in the raid, you have to fix the car in the raid.